Hello, scientific investing viewers. A very happy new year to all of you. And I hope the coming year is full of, learning, full of good health and wealth. And I hope all of you stay safe. So as I had promised that I will make a video on research aspect, like what are the top 10 websites to conduct research. Because most of the times, we go through the annual report and we have few websites in mind like Screener or, the default websites. But beyond that, if we have to do some deep research on any theme or any sector, how to go ahead about it. And I will cover all of this in two parts. In first part, I'm going to tell you the top 10 websites I follow, and not only top 10 websites. So I have my own list of sites which I follow. And if you want to know the whole list, stay till the end. In the end, I will give you a way how you can find the whole list and how do I leverage. So I'll give it to all of you. And in the next session, which I'll be releasing on 15th, we will cover how to do research, because one site can have thousands of pages. And if we are looking for something specific, something particular, going through those pages one by one and searching through the website, it's a very tedious process. And if I'm giving, let's say 20 such websites, we can't do it. So there has to be an intelligent way of doing it. And that is what we will cover in the next section, how to conduct research on these websites. So first thing first, let's start with some of these websites. So to identify these research websites, I have divided first our research activity into categories. And there are 5 or 6 basic research categories which we need to go through. And we'll see in each of these research categories, what are these websites. So let's go through it. So I've grouped these research categories more from research document type. So the first thing is beyond our annual reports. There are a lot of other documents which companies release, like the conference call transcripts or the investor meeting or investor PPTs and all. And there are specific places where we can get all the consolidated information. I know Screener is one, but there are more. And when it comes to PPTs and all, there is a better way of organizing it and having it. The second is research information related to global listed peers, because many times, especially nowadays in coming days of IPO, where we are getting a lot of new kind of businesses, the one question which is often being asked is, we don't have an India counterpart, so where should we know how much valuation this company should get, or where should we know more about the industry and all. So apart from the DHRP, it is always good to go through the global listed peers which are already listed 10-15 years back with a history, because even in the prospectus and all, most of the research you will get a lot of good things, but what is the actual risk and all, you can go through these companies who are there in the market from 10 years and what risks they have faced and all. So for that, there is a website which will give you all the details, whether it's annual reports, con call transcript, investor presentation of all the globally listed companies, and you can get it. And again, I will tell you the name in some time, but that is the second part. The third part is credit risk reports. Now, most of us, when we think of credit risk report, we usually go to the Screener and we put a company name. And for that company, whoever has rated that company in terms of credit risk rating, whether it's ICRA or CRISIL, we go through those reports. But these rating agencies are much more useful than, just clicking those company specific buttons. So those of you who don't know what are credit risk rating agencies, basically, whenever a company takes a loan, these credit risk rating companies, they have regulatory mandate, and there are only 3 or 4 5 such companies where the top 3 have most of the market share. So they have the mandate to rate the loan lending products of these the loans of these companies by assessing the credit quality of the company, how good or how bad the company is in terms of paying back that loan which is going to take. And they have a rating mechanism where they rate from AAA to D and F and all. So the websites of these credit rating companies are much more useful than just clicking the Screener link and reading the credit rating report. And we'll go through how we can use it for various purposes. The fourth is the sell side research report, like a report you read on by Motilal Oswal or HDFC Securities or Spark Capital. But again, the question comes, if I am searching on a particular company or a particular stock or a particular theme or a particular sector, there could be 50 such sell side research websites. So do I need to go through 50 such websites? So is there a better way of assessing all these reports? So we'll go through that also. The fifth one is strategic consulting firms. And here basically there are certain consulting firms which do a lot of good quality research in terms of not only reading what is happening in the sector, but also in terms of what could happen next in terms of disruption and technology and all of that. And the big consulting firms of the world, whether it's McKinsey or BCG, it's very, very important to, read, and there is a lot of interesting material available on their websites. So fifth one is that, plus also I've included the public sector consulting, entities, or you can say bodies, which includes your FICCI or CII. And again, I don't know how many of you have gone through those websites. Some of them do have very useful, reports to read. So we will see about that. And the last one is audit Big Four reports. So audit Big Four firms who do auditing like PwC or KPMG, EY, Deloitte, they also do a lot of industry consulting work, and their websites are also, full of very, very useful material. So these are the 6 areas where, we can find a lot of good quality reports, whether it is related to company, con call, whether it's a presentation, where it's research report by sell side, whether research report by consulting firms, whether it's a report on the disruption and all the things. So I have identified these 6 different types, and I have also tried to identify top 10 websites, which you can see here for each of them. My list is not restricted to top 10, but in the due to paucity of time, I'm discussing top 10, but I am providing you a Google form below in the description. You fill this Google form, fill your detailed email IDs, and I will send you my whole list in detail. And in the next session, when we have on the Funda Bytes, we'll cover how to conduct research on these websites. So for con call and PPTs, we have app.ticker.com. Where you have all the con call and PPTs, and also you have a YouTube channel for Trendline, where you can go and you can see all the con calls and PPTs. And when I'm telling con call and PPTs, I'm not restricting it to India, and for that I am providing you the ticker link, and let's go through some of them here. So let us say you want to have the details of Newland Laboratories. And this is the website, app.ticker.com. Of course, you need to create a login ID. You need to go through it, and you give the company name. And once you give the company name, you have 2 things called transcripts and public filings. So all your transcripts you can see here, and all the public filings which they are making to exchange, you can have here. Now, one interesting thing which I found is a lot of foreign companies, like US companies, if you talk of US pharma companies, they participate in industry conferences and they make presentations. Even those presentations I have been able to find here. The second one is Trendline YouTube channel. So go through the Trendline YouTube channel, you will find a lot of very good resources here, and you can go to the playlist. And you will see in the playlist, they have organized all the con calls by quarter, so you can hear it. Also, there are various investor days and AGMs conducted. Some of them are recorded, and you can see those AGMs and investor days here. And likewise, there are a lot of other things, like there are some sector research videos and all. So it's very, very useful in terms of having all these resources. So these were for the con call and PPTs. For global listed peers, I rely heavily on ticker. So let's say we want to analyze, animal healthcare sector, and we know Zoetis is the market leader there in animal healthcare. Now, on none of the Indian websites, you will find information about Zoetis. So I go here to ticker, I give for Zoetis, and here I have all the con call transcripts of Zoetis available. If I want to know all the public filings which Zoetis has done, I can go and see here. I get a monthly presentation of Zoetis and all the US-based, ACC-based filing Zoetis has done. And if I click on this monthly presentation, then the document comes. So almost 64,000 plus international companies are there. So any sector, however new, whether it's gaming sector, this sector, that sector, we can find some of the world leading companies which are listed. Go here and have access to all the documents and read about it. And just one more thing I would like to highlight, because I'm talking names of many companies and many websites. Big disclaimer, I don't have any commercial interest in any of them. And then you can see all these PPTs, international companies PPTs. You can improve your research, know more about the sector, segment, industry. So app ticker is for global listed peer. The third is credit risk report, and this is interesting because we always think of credit risk rating agencies more as a place to go and just visit company rating report. But there is something interesting I want to highlight to you. If you go to ICRA website, you have something called icra.in/rating/methodology. Use this link, go here. What it will give you is, it will give you categories first for various asset classes, corporate, finance, and cross sector and all. And I have picked industry methodology, and you see there is a whole list of industry available here, almost 70-80 plus industry. What each of these clicks gives you, it gives you a document. So if I click on agrochemical, I get a report on agrochemical, which tells what is the framework ICRA is applying to rate all the agrochemical companies, which means it gives you a perspective about the sector. What is this sector about? What is the industry structure, sector structure? How many companies are there? What are the various business subsegments? What are the opportunities? What are the various risks? So before you analyze any company, if you know in which sector this company belongs to, it's a good practice to just go through ICRA website and go through this methodology. I think if you are new to equity, the one thing you should do is pick all these 70-80 sectors, go through these 20 pages, 10 pages document. Just by reading some 2,000 pages, you will get a fair understanding, basic understanding of all these 18 segments, sectors, industries. So I find it very, very useful, and I do visit these reports a lot. The other way to leverage some of these credit risk rating websites is they also conduct a lot of generic research on various sectors and themes and all. And you can see that here. And one is, of course, your company rating report, and all you need to do, go to the website, give the company name, and then you can go and read the rationale. But Screener does a better job because Screener gives you by company there itself. But you can go to the ICRA website, and whatever I'm telling, it's valid for other rating agencies also. So again, in top 10, I'm taking the name for one also itself, but you can go to a CRISIL, you can go to a CARE, and you should try to search for these things. So the industry research framework is one, your company research risk rating report is two, and the third is the research which they conduct in various industries. So if you go to their services, you will see research. If you click research, you will get into industry coverage. If you click on industry coverage, you will see various research reports they publish. And you can see they have a report published in container volume, which is the logistics sector. They may have two versions. One version will be very detailed, which they will keep it for commercial uses. But they do release versions which are summarized inside, like you get a 9-page summary report of port logistics sector, how it is going to do. And it gives you a very, real time, not real time, but current time view. This is December 2021. And you get, so, if you have to research companies more from a tactical short-term perspective, or you are doing some technical analysis, you want to find what could be the trigger at a sector industry level, sometimes these websites are very, very useful. So there are 3-4 different ways how you can leverage these credit rating agency websites, and try to do the same for other 2-3 also. So that was the second part I was mentioning in terms of credit risk rating report. And hence I have also mentioned CRISIL, because CRISIL is the number one, and CRISIL also does a lot of interesting research and all. So you can do. The next fifth one is sell side research report. So we can always go to, Motilal Oswal website or HDFC Direct website, but there is again a better way to do it. And let me show you how. So let me just close these things. And we will go next to Trendline. So Trendline is the tool which is very handy when it comes to all the sell side reports. And let me just drag it a little down to show it to you. And again, to access all of this, you need to create your login IDs and all. So you can go to Trendline, you can give a company. So let's say I give a company Hats and Agro, and then you can go to this section called reports. And when you go to report section, you will see all the research reports by various sell side agencies which have been published. You can get it here. So you see here, Hudson ICICI Securities came up with a report, and you can see, this report here, or the KR Chokshi report. The other interesting thing is, let's say you want to visit all the reports which ICICI Securities has published. So when you click on this ICICI Security, it says see all the reports published by ICICI Security. So whether it's ICICI, it's Motilal Oswal, or it's a Spark Capital, you can click, and now you have all the reports which ICICI has published, and you can, access all these reports. Whether it's construction, it's not only company specific, you also get your sector reports and all. So this is an intelligent way of one place where you can have all the reports of all the sell side brokerage firms and all, and you can access and you can read. Of course, we should not rely much on their pricing target, but to get the knowledge about the sector, about the industry, these reports are very handy. So all your sell side reports at one place in one website, leverage Trendline. The next is strategic consulting firms. So let's, again, I'm giving you one example of McKinsey, but the same way we can leverage a BCG or a Bain. And so if you go to McKinsey website, and there will be always a global website, there will be an Indian website. You will see they publish various insights, and you can go into our insight section. They publish reports, which you can see a report like this, which is based on, renewable energy. Or you can see there are some of the videos, which is here video collection, like there is a video on logistics sector. There is and again, I know it's a hard search, you need to go and search for a lot of things, but in my next video, again, I will tell you how to do much more intelligent search. And they have their articles and all. So like there's article on logistics sector and all. So it's I find them very informative, very path-breaking, very updated in terms of what is happening, and just some samples. So you can go and post-pandemic, how the logistics sector is evolving and the need for technology change. And you will see it's very business-focused article. There are a lot of insights. There is a lot of learning you will get. Whether you go through their articles or you go through their insights, you go through their reports and all of them. And you may have some of you can listen the article also in the form of audio and all, or you can go and download it. So McKinsey is another website which I leverage a lot, and likewise you will have to leverage, you can leverage the Bain and the other one also. So I'm just giving you a glimpse of, some of these documents, and you can stay updated. You can sign up, you can stay updated. So the big consulting firms for all the, again, sector-based insights. The next is public sector, and in public sector, I was surprised there is a lot of good work which is being done, and we can leverage this work. And there are two websites. One is ibef.org, ibef.org. And if you will go to ibef.org website and you look for, sectors, like if you look for industry, see all the industries, they have a perspective, and also by state and all, lot of things. The only caveat I would say is because it's a public sector website and their job is to promote India as an industry investing hub, they will put everything in they'll put a very rosy picture, of course, with the data and facts, but I would say use it more for research, but have your own risk framework in mind, and deal with bit of caution. So like, let's say if you want to know about Indian port sector, so you click here and you can go and click, and it gives you a whole perspective of the industry data on port sector, port subsegment, what are the recent trends, what are the various companies, businesses, and all of that. So so it's a good place to know, again, about multiple industries at one place, all the numbers, details, evolution, history, a lot of things you can get. The other interesting website is basically the FICCI website. And This is the FICCI website. And in FICCI, again, same way you will have structures about sectors and all, and again, so many sectors. So I've just opened one sector, which is media entertainment sector. And here you can go to studies, resources, these sections. So if you go to studies and resources, you will get a lot of interesting research reports. Like, let's say this is a FICCI and KPMG research. So many times these bodies, industry bodies, they partner with big fours and consulting firms. They do industry studies. In fact, the media entertainment sector report, when I read first time, it was a FICCI KPMG report, and they keep updating also in terms of every year publishing. So you get to learn again a lot about the industry and sectors, and you can read all these beautiful reports here. So many times when you look at people doing webinar and you are surprised, oh my God, how he has done such a great analysis. Most of the times it's lots and lots of secondary research, but it's all about collecting various perspectives from the government, from the consulting, from the auditor, from the risk rating agencies, from the company, from the peer, and then you read everything, you combine everything, and then you present your own view. So I mean, nothing, it's not about innovating, but it's more about leveraging all this great work which has been done by others. So FICCI is the other site. Again, you can explore the site in detail. And the last one is big four audit firms. And though I have given two names, basically you can walk through all the four, which is EY, KPMG, PwC, and Deloitte. And again, each of these company websites will be in a very, very different format. And you will feel that, traversing through the website, finding the right information, it's very challenging. So wait for the, again, next video, I'll tell you how to do it. But I am on the EY website. And again, for each of them, you will have two options, whether you want to stay on the India site or you want to go on the global site. And of course, when you are reading on some of the industries which are global, it's advisable to go at global sites and leverage both. So I go to EY is little different. You won't find by sector and all. So you can search any topic, and once you search, you get all the links, and in the links you can get articles, you can get case studies. So like I gave the word CDMO, and I get this article, why genome editing technologies are creating buzz in medicine. And then you can click on this, you can go and you can read. There is a lot of very good, because these are companies which are consulting industries, companies 24/7, and they have a perspective, and these marketing materials are a way to show their perspective that they know about the industry. So you get to learn a lot about what is happening across the industry. So this is the EY site, and KPMG, they have it by sector, by industry. So if you go and click on industries, and again I'm on KPMG India website, IN/EN, and then you can get the whole list of industries. So here what I have done is I have picked the consumer industry, and in the consumer food industry, you can see there is a report on Indian food processing industry. If I click this, I get a report which is about Indian food processing industry. And again, you can go and download and read then this whole PDF, which is about food processing sector. Why I'm highlighting, because right now I'm leveraging some of these reports for my upcoming webinar, which is on 15th. So if you don't know, I'm conducting a webinar on the food processing industry, where I will cover the whole food processing food chain, especially focusing on some of the latest IPOs which have come in the market, whether it's a Burger King or QSR and all those things. So again, if you want to attend the webinar, the link is provided below and you can refer to it. So that is KPMG for you. And so these were top 10 websites which covers all the perspective, whether it's related to con call, whether it's related to global companies, whether it's related to risk rating agencies, sell side research report at side, the public sector side, the consulting firms, the big four audit firms. And once you go through all of this, I am sure you will not leave any document which is there in available free of cost, which you have missed to build a research perspective framework. Now, how to do that research, we will cover in the next video. If you want much more detailed list of all the websites and what research and all, do fill the Google form below, and I will send you. Of course, it will take a week time to consolidate, and I'll keep sending. Maybe every week I will keep sending to all the new people who have registered. And to do that, just subscribe to the channel, because I will be also asking some information. So just subscribe to our channel. If you have not subscribed for it, press the bell button so that you can get all the updates. And again, wish you a very happy new year. May God bless all of you and keep learning. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for your time.